For me, global mobility is about looking at talent management of employees from one location to another. It is part of the talent strategy for a company. Global mobility has logistics, which is relocation, immigration, looking at the compliance, making sure that somebody is legally allowed to go to a country and work there with their families living there. But actually, for me, global mobility is also about the talent management. How do we make sure that we have the right people moving from one location to another, that they're going to be successful in their new location? And as professionals in this field, we have all the resources, the knowledge, and the experience to be able to advise the business on that. And global mobility is including the talent management part, the help with talent acquisition, and of course the logistics to move somebody from one location to another.
Global mobility is the movement of employees from one location to another location, and taking into consideration not only their families move and their housing or their schooling or their personal interests, but also taking into the consideration their salary and their benefits and their pension and their social security and their tax implications, and maybe their transportation, their host transportation, their lease car, taking into consideration all the elements that make up their compensation and benefits package, considering one location versus the location one location where they're coming from versus the location where they're going to, and perhaps throwing into the mix a third location where they have their pension. So it's a very complex package of moving a person from one location to the other while keeping the focal point of their personal experience as a top priority.
Get in front of a senior stakeholder as much as you can do and show them a real life case and all the complexities. I think for me, sometimes senior individuals may not necessarily understand what's going on down there with individuals moving. Yes, you can speak to individuals, but it's trying to put yourself out there and gain that recognition that you deserve for helping the business move forward. So I think it's taking that leap really. So my one tip is putting yourself out there, going for it, believing in yourself and trying to get that attention of the senior stakeholder to explain to them, look how difficult this is, but I need you to work with me so we can get through this together.
At CSIRO, the group HR function hold a great deal of respect for the mobility role. When I was interviewed for the role, I recall them saying, "Karen, we don't know what we don't know and we need help." And so they were very, very open. They were open book to learning and understanding where they could increase and heighten their compliance and governance around their offshore footprint, but also around navigating their aspirations to move and grow further in the international space. So for me, that came with a very warm welcome and a great deal of open-mindedness to the concepts and the foreign jurisdictions that I help them navigate on a daily basis.
Each career inside it, because the global mobility professional should have abilities in terms of law, in terms of tax, in terms of language, in terms of culturalism, and know about geography and international relations. So I guess that the person should be open mind, open to learn, and should be interested to meet people and meet the world.
I think most people need to have an open mind about new challenges or taking on stretch assignments, because you never know what you're going to learn and where it's going to lead you. In terms of, for me, taking on this tax audit project allowed me to discover a different part of HR that I never thought of as a possible career. It also introduced me to new interests that were really appealing. So getting into mobility, the interest of serving people from a customer experience perspective, mixed with some theoretical, right, in terms of understanding taxation or immigration and that are involved in mobility. It was really a good and ideal mix for me in terms of a profession to pursue.
Global mobility, where I am working today, is part of the total rewards area of human resources. Our team has a global hub, so a global office, and then we have regional offices that are covering the globe and helping with some of those operational issues, some of those consulting issues that are local. They understand the local nuances, which helps us to cover all of the countries where Ford is currently present.
Can help expats or transferees further their career interests, and it in itself for the team is a lot of fun to work in, because you're working with people, you're working with families, you're not tied into one corner or another. You can have a background in finance and tax and have tax compliance and still work with people, and I think that makes it unique.
Global mobility for a business is a chance, because thanks to global mobility they can discover new markets, send people there, set up businesses there, and increase their revenues. For business professionals like me, it's a chance, it's a career, it's a field when we can be happy and we can advise people. And for employees, global mobility, it's a journey when they can discover a new way of life, they can broaden their horizons, they can mix their private and professional life into one, because when you are coming to a host country, you cannot exclude your professional life from private life. So you can only benefit from being a part of global mobility.
So recently, over in Micron, we have actually done a survey with the business leader to actually understand what does global mobility means to them, and whether are we really supporting the business objectives. So I would say that the survey that we received is very interesting, because they are actually considering mobility as a critical function in supporting them to fill their talent gap, to support them to actually relocate team members for specific training or to support in various projects. And also right now, I would say that they are also using mobility in attracting and also retaining talent.